What's up, YouTube? It has been a minute since we've been back, and if you guys tell a difference in our video quality, today we are recording on our brand new Sony. So this is the camera that we've been messing around with for the past 2 weeks. So let's get into today's video. We've had a lot of questions on how we do our dividend growth investing, how we've heard about f.i.r.e, and all these other things. So we've compiled a list, which I have right here on my laptop. So I'm gonna be looking down to read them off, and we're gonna go through every single one. So hopefully this provides some valuable insight for you guys looking to start your own f.i.r.e movement, just to provide a different perspective of where we are at and how we learned about it. So without further ado, this is Gavin Brennan. No, bring back the coffee. Okay, so Brendan's sipping his tea as we are gonna rattle off our first question. So our very first question that we have here is, when did you first hear about f.i.r.e?
When did you first hear about f.i.r.e?
I first heard it from you. Honestly, this entire f.i.r.e movement, I thought that it was just common sense. So I first heard about it probably about 2 years ago from Brendan, and when he told me about it, I was just like, I kind of already have all. So just preface that f.i.r.e is financial independence, retire early. So I already had this mindset without even knowing that this was a group of people that shared this values and mindset, which honestly, I am not a unique situation, because I feel like everyone who gets into it says just about the same thing. So it's cool that there's like a group that you can really get involved with.
I would say my history, so my background was, I think my sophomore, junior year of college, I was into like day trading. I was trying to figure out how to make money fast. I used TD Ameritrade, like Thinkorswim platform, and I was like buying, selling every day. And I did that for a summer, and that didn't work out. So after that, I went to YouTube, of course, to find out like what's the next best way to make money, and landed on this strategy that is a little bit more surefire, but it takes obviously a lot longer. So this is where I started putting my money then, and then I started just talking about the f.i.r.e movement and trying to get other people interested, and I think that's where I told Gabby about it.
Yeah, so he coined the term for me, I guess, but yeah, so f.i.r.e, not anything super new, but okay, next question. Let's see. What platform do you use for banking? This isn't completely f.i.r.e specific, but we thought it was still relevant just because in the realm of money. So I guess for me personally, because right now we have our money still separated. We're not married, even though some people might think that we are. So full disclaimer, we are not. But I have an account with Discover. And that's where I have my checking account, because before I met Brendan, all of my accounts were with Discover. I just really like their student card, and then after graduating college, why switch? But I have my savings account with Yada. And Yada, we have a video, so we'll throw up a card here. It's just a high interest savings account that kind of mimics lottery tickets, and by far it's paying out the highest interest on your savings account right now in comparison to any other, I think, accounts out there.
And I think it's the most fun savings account. For me, I've been using Chase for the majority of my banking life. I guess that's what my parents use, and that's what they got me using. It wasn't until really getting involved in M1 Finance for investing that I was introduced to this platform, and then I liked that so much better than Chase. And then M1 opened up like an M1 spend account, so that's like their type of checking account. So I've been gradually moving towards using M1 for banking, so that all my money is just in one place, and when I'm investing from my checking to my investments, it's just moving like through the same platform, and it makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, and I guess one last account that I forgot of is our business Sunrise branding. We'll also have to do an updated video on this, that our bank account is with Novo, N-O-V-O. I've never heard about it until we needed a business bank account.
Yeah.
So we also use Novo for our business checking account. Okay, next question. Our next question, specific for dividends, is do you withdraw your dividends to pay for expenses, or when do you start withdrawing? This is a very good question. You want to take the lead?
Yeah, so I think For us, we don't withdraw any of our dividends to pay for expenses. I think we find the power in having this passive income. Just the fact of having it, it's not necessarily using it. But like, if we really needed to, if we both like stopped working and we needed the money, like we could start withdrawing and using it. But the power of not paying for expenses with it is that whatever dividends you get paid, you can put that right back into investing. So your dividends are just going to snowball and compound over time as you keep putting your dividends that you're paid back into itself.
Exactly. So if you're doing dividend growth investing and you don't take your dividends, you just reinvest them for compounding effect, you're going to reach your FIRE goals so much faster. So in our videos, when we say that right now, if we're getting, I don't know, say $15 a month or something, or $200 a month, that can pay for XYZ. We say that to put things into perspective of the power of dividend growth investing. But even though that $200 could pay for our groceries and some gas, maybe, we don't take it out. It's just for saying so. And we don't really intend to until, I don't know, probably like 10 years tops. And I don't even know if we'll take the full amount. So it's just definitely the power of wealth is not spending it, is having discipline. Next question. Oh, this should probably be me because I said this. So next question, quote unquote, nobody really wants to work? Question mark.
Get really intense with the camera.
Yes, okay, so I said this on our f.i.r.e. video, and somebody left this as a question. I think it was totally sarcastic, which, well done, because I am super sarcastic myself, so I get it. And honestly, in that video, in that part, when I say like nobody really wants to work, I was rambling a bit, but what I meant is that nobody wants to have to work. This meaning that if you had the choice of doing what you love, that choice is powerful, having a decision, because maybe you have a degree to be an engineer, but you really just want to be a barista and you want to socialize with people and make really awesome cappuccinos. There's nothing wrong with that. But, so nobody really wants to have to work to make the money that they have to. But people want to work, some people want to work for what they love to do. And that doesn't always have to be a charitable foundation. Some people can, like I said, love to be a barista, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know? So don't take this in the wrong way at all. I just meant that people can be open to loving what they do. Okay. Next question. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, next question is, do you guys have any suggestions for which stocks to invest in for good dividends?
So we actually already made a video on this question. I think what I was looking for when developing a dividend investment portfolio was something that we were not going to have to go back and check in on a lot over time. So I wanted to find a good list of criteria, a pool of stocks to keep investing in over time and not having to like get rid of a company or add a company in. So what this has been for us is the Dividend Aristocrats. So this is a group of companies in the S&P 500 that have been consistently growing their dividends over the previous 25 years.
Yeah, and full disclaimer is that we did go through and took out any companies that our values essentially don't align with, and that predominantly has to do with fossil fuels. So when we first went through this list, I don't remember when it was, but I believe like Exxon was on that list.
Yeah,
and
Exxon and Chevron. I think.
Yeah, they were both on the list, and that just does not align with our values of sustainability. So we took them off of our aristocrat list, I guess, and then we invested in the more ethical companies, which were ethical in our opinion. Okay, next question. Oh, Brendan, you read this.
Why do you make every statement sound like a question? It makes you sound ignorant.
This does not have to do with FIRE movement, but this was a personal attack against Brendan, and I am not okay with that.
I don't remember who left this comment or what we responded, but just put this in here kind of as a joke, because this was the first real negative feedback that we got on this channel, it was really directed at me. Hurt my feelings a little bit, but it did teach me the lesson that like not everyone's gonna love the way that you deliver content or the way you speak, because honestly it's just the way I talk sometimes. Still getting used to like talking to a camera and doing the whole YouTube thing.
Alright, so thumbs up on this video if you think Brendan's doing better. Okay, next question. How often do you get these dividends? So how often we get our dividends, it can be a little confusing because when I first learned about dividends, it's pretty much like, oh, a company can pay these on a quarterly basis, on a semi-annual basis. So you're like, okay, I'm probably gonna get them on like the third, sixth, ninth, or 12th month. But that's not really how it works because every company has its own fiscal year that it goes off of for its accounting purposes. So with that being said, when you're investing in say 60 different companies, they all have different payout days.
Yeah, sometimes a week or maybe even 2 weeks goes by and there's no dividend payments. And then other times we get like 10 or 15 payments in a day. So it's really just where the company lines up. Typically for us, what we found, at least with the companies we invest in, is the majority of them pay out their dividend on like March, June, September, December basis.
The quarterly.
So yeah, so our payments are the highest in those months, and then the other months are a little bit lower, but it averages out over time, so it really doesn't matter to us.
Okay, guys, we are wrapping up because we don't want to drag this out too long. We can go forever. So, very last question that we're coming up on. And so, if you have no idea what you're doing, what do you recommend someone to do to get started?
So we have a few videos going over answers to this, but I think the simplest thing to do is just find any strategy and get started, as long as that's not day trading or anything. I think the easiest thing to get started would be doing something like index investing. That is going to be like no thought process at all behind what you're actually investing in. So just find like a generalized pool where you can be a part of the market and then find a way to consistently invest on some type of basis. So we do it on a weekly basis. You can do it on a monthly basis. Really anything that's gonna get your money from your checking account into investing and making that money for you.
Exactly. So guys, I mean, keep in mind that the FIRE movement does not equate dividend growth investing, okay? The FIRE movement really is just what allows you to achieve your financial goals to allow you to retire early. For us, that was dividend growth investing. So maybe do some homework on if you think that would be a good strategy for you, or like Brendan said, just do homework overall to see where you can start parking your money to make it grow. So guys, if we missed any questions, drop those down in the comments down below. We'd be happy to do more of these to answer any questions that you have. Leave this video a thumbs up if you learned something today. And guys, we're definitely gonna be coming at you with some more content. We apologize for our slight delay, but we are coming back stronger than ever. So it's been Gab and Bren. We'll catch you guys next time.